Hi, I'm Madge Schmoll and I look after social media at the Society. I'm here with Julien Willems, Society Ambassador, who's picked 3 gorgeous whiskies for whiskey season, all live on the 18th of November.
So thank you, Mads, for inviting me to this. So this is a malt from a distillery that we see very often at the Society under different distillery numbers. This is because they house a number of different stills in their premises and distill a number of different malts and grains. So altogether, it is a very, very fruity and delicious spirit. It has flavors of stone fruits and jams, vanilla, and you get quite a bit of aging in the back with just a sprinkle of cocoa powder on a tobacco leaf somewhere in the back. That's quite delightful.
Lots of tonka bean and kind of vanilla dessert, zingy passion fruit. It reminds me of having a really fancy dessert after a big kind of 5-course meal. For our next dram, you picked something a bit different because I think this whiskey's slightly peated.
Yeah, so from distillery number 9, which is arguably one of the archetypes of Speyside distilleries, you would expect a non-peated expression, but this batch of casks from 2003 is ever so slightly peated. It's not that much that you would immediately notice it, but it's just enough to give you a bit of additional smokiness and a slightly delicate peat tang in the back. So this one I think is really interesting because it's also matured for quite a number of years.
Lovely and sweet on the nose. I don't really get much smokiness, but I'm gonna try it and see what I get from it. So there is smoke there, but it's really subtle. You kind of catch a whiff of it maybe. And I think that would work really well with cheese actually.
Yeah, it's a very smooth dram. As you see, it ended up in the sweet, fruity and mellow profile. So it is quite usable with cheese and pairings, and the peatiness of it is never going to be overtaking anything. So no risk there.
And then for our last dram, you've picked something that has peat and sherry, and I'm curious in terms of, you know, someone who's new to peat or maybe not as familiar with peat, or they're just starting to drink it. Is this the dram for them?
I think this would definitely be a posh first contact with peat, but it's quite a delightful one because not only has this aged for 24 years, it is also, as you mentioned, in a sherry cask, which will sweeten the deal really and makes it a lot more accessible. Now, there's another point that is worth mentioning, and why I picked this bottle is because this is one of the last distilleries to have used coal firing for their stills, and this has been distilled in the sunset years of the coal firing era. So it is unlikely that you will see many more casks of this type of make. So there will be some, definitely, but it is certainly now becoming rarer.
And in terms of the taste, I mean, I get really, you know, crisp autumn nights, sitting next to a fire, Sunday roasts, sweet treats.
Peat smoked Christmas cake.
Aye, definitely. Well, that's a delight. All 3 of them are delights, all available on the 18th of November. And thank you so much, Julien.
Thank you, Mads, and enjoy.
Enjoy.